Los Angeles Rams are world champions. A Lombardi trophy for Los Angeles. The Los Angeles Rams are world champions. A Lombardi trophy for Los Angeles.
The 3-2. High drive deep to left field. It's Smith with a big swing into the second deck. He's given the Dodgers the lead in the seventh. His first extra base hit of the postseason couldn't have come at a better time for LA.
And one of the first pitch location mistakes for Gausman. You cannot miss middle in, short arms, compact swing, loves.
Another 2-2. Curve gets him swinging. There it goes. It's a curve that falls in.
They give him a hit.
Strike three called on Barger. Down this time on the high fastball.
And athletic.
The curve gets him to wait. But if you give them their structure and their schedule, fouled into the glove through. Strikes out Springer with a fastball. Lucas is a fastball and knees to get him looking. He strikes out the side in the eighth.
The Ramilia Sports Report is now live.
What is up, my Ramilia fans of the defending NFC West champion Los Angeles Rams? I hope everyone's having a great Saturday night. Sorry for the reshuffling of the schedule. And actually, yesterday was my granddaughter's birthday. Today was the party. And so I hope everyone's having a great Saturday. We're celebrating the Dodgers winning, getting to 1-1. The first game was horrible. The Bats woke up today. The Rams, Joe Boo, took care of business. But here we are at the bye. We're at 5-2. This week I wanted to do, and I know Saturday night, people are doing stuff. So I just got out of work a little while ago. And so I came in later than I normally do. But wanted to do some giveaways. We're still going to do that, but we're going to do it on Monday night instead. I just wanted to come on here and talk Rams and Saturday and tell you what we want to happen in the next week as far as the Rams need to work on the kicking game, the blocking units. They need to figure out, reevaluate to see how much longer Ahkello Witherspoon's going to be out. Are we going to make a move to get a cornerback? There's a few opportunities. Are we going to make a move at the trading deadline, and who is it going to be for? Is Cardi actually slumping, or is it because of the knuckleball, or is it just a fluke because we know he's a good kicker and all of a sudden he stopped learning, he stopped knowing how to kick? Matthew Stafford's on an MVP MVP level, and Devontae Adams is on the same page now with Matthew Stafford. All it took was Puka Nacua to be out. Terrence Ferguson got his first touchdown. We're going to look over the other games, the 7 games that we had, and figure out where we should be record-wise. I know that right off the bat I can say we should at least be 6-1. Let me get the chat up. I didn't notice. right at the bat, we should be 6-1, and that's one thing that we should have is the Colts game. Give or take the block kick in the Philadelphia game, the Niners game, the sock in the jaw fumble, all that stuff. But we'll get to that. But yeah. So the Dodgers are at 1-1 in the World Series. It was an amazing game, and then we'll get back to the Rams, the bye, and a complete game by by Yamamoto. Amazing. I mean, Yamamoto. Basically, it was Yama. The Blue Jays don't want no more. But yeah, he was rolling. He's the ace right now. The bats woke up Will Smith. Did his thing. Muncy. Shohei hit a home run in the game the game in game one, and but they were doing the chant, "We don't need you, we don't need you," and he doesn't even understand English, so certain words. So, but yeah, so but the Dodgers have the Blue Jays right where they want them. The Blue Jays, it's 1-1. The Dodgers got the split. Okay, the Dodgers got the split, and now they go for 3 games in Los Angeles. 3 games, and could they sweep them now? Lost the first game, and then now win the next 4. It doesn't matter. I hope that we win either way. I'll take 7 games if I have to, but now the backs are woken up, and Snell now probably will pitch better, and so we'll see what happens. But okay, let me get into the chat. My guy G12, how you doing, G12? I'm hoping everyone's having a great evening. Hey, ESG, how you doing, brother? Appreciate you. But yeah, so let's see. I'm just going to be on here for a little bit because it is later. It's a Saturday. I just wanted to go over what I want to happen in this next week. A look over our past schedule, and let's see here. Let me share the screen. There we go. So we're going to start out with the Giants and Eagles. Could the Giants do us a favor and beat the Eagles? That'll help on the NFC picture. But this is the one game here. The 49ers and the Texans. The Niners are at 5-2. They have the tiebreaker over us because they beat us at SoFi in that weird game. The Rams were sleepwalking until the second quarter, and then there was a block kick, a sock in the jaw fumble, a quick whistle where they took away our fumble. We could just blame ourselves. We should have won that game easily. Fell behind 20-7. But I just say that because they're the team that's in front of us. Can the Texans pull it out? Can DeMeco Ryans, the former Niners DC, beat the once DC and Robert Saleh, and then now again DC Robert Saleh? Can they do us a solid and also stay in contention for the playoffs and beat the Niners? That's a 10 a.m. game, so we'll know by 1 o'clock if we're happy for that. And then we turn over to let's see. Okay, the Seahawks. Okay, so these are the bye teams. So okay, the Seahawks aren't there. So that's basically we're looking at the Commanders. They're kind of a wreck right now, but we wouldn't mind if they lost. The Vikings aren't looking good, so they're not really a worry of the Packers. So can the Steelers help us out with the Packers? The Packers are one of the good NFC teams. The Buccaneers 5-2. There's another one. Saints. I don't think there's going to be a miracle there, but the Buccaneers will probably take that. But there's the game right there. We need the Texans to win that game so we can be in first place. How did you get in first place and you're on a bye? Well, the Niners lost. The Giants do us a favor and beat the Eagles, and so there's that. And then we're going to look at our schedule. Let me get to the chat real quick. G12 says, "Hola, Vato, what's happening? What's new with you? Rudy Vermilion, Ramsteros, and Vatos Locos forever. Let's go, LA, Puro Ramsteros. I love Verga. Who's Casa? The Rams. Casa, appreciate you, G12. G12. Yeah, she says, go Tax. Let's make this perfect weekend. Yes, indeed. Go Texans, he means. Yep. G12 says, welcome all Ram fans, NFL fans to the stream. Who's host? Rams house. Appreciate you, G12. And I rescheduled the stream twice. So a lot of guys may not be able to make it. It was supposed to be, I rescheduled for yesterday, from Wednesday, I rescheduled it for yesterday and then had to redo it for today. So appreciate you coming in. Texans. Yep. Got you. G12 says, you may contact and follow Rudy the Vermilion Sports Expert via Instagram. Yes, indeed. Thank you, G12. Yeah, I'm sorry, I got him backwards. There's the Instagram one. And also to the X Twitter. Thank you, my guy G12. Yeah, she says November 4th trade deadline is quickly nearing. It's right there, man. We're going to probably reassess how fast Akilla Witherspoon comes back, and see if we can make an addition, because the secondary is the one weak spot besides the kicking unit when it comes to field goal kicking and extra points. I mean, if we had our kicking unit running like normal with no issues, no blocks, we're basically, because we got lucky on the Colts game, we're 7-0, and we haven't even played 4 quarters of great football yet. The closest was the Jaguar game, and they were still a little low in the third quarter. Because Rudy, what's your Rams 2025 season record projection at the Rams bye? Are you on track? No. Are you on track or no to meet your record? We're right on track. I really thought that we were going to sweep the Niners. We were right there. I think we're going to beat them at Levi. Now they don't have Fred Warner. They don't have Bosa. I was saying that if we start out fast, which we have a good start, 5-2, that we can. I was going through it stream before, and I was looking at it, and it looks like we can be something like 13-4. My original prediction would be like something like 12-5, something like that, and win the division. But the way I was looking at the schedule, we could very well be 13-4. G12 says, Rudy, what rumors have you heard in LA that those out of LA might not have heard? What trade rumors? We keep hearing about the tight end. What's his name? There's a tight end that's available, but I think he's going to be too rich for us. A running back even. Like, no, we don't need a running back. Nothing really that's caught any fire. Yeah, she says everyone has a bye in the NFC West except the 49ers. Yeah, that's what threw me off. I was like, where's the Seahawks? That's right. They have a bye. She tells us, Rudy, I heard the rumor I heard was that the Rams might be interested in Finn's cornerback, Rasul Douglas. We do need a cornerback. He could be available with the Dolphins season not going the way it has been, with OBJ gone. Excuse me, not OBJ. Jalen Ramsey and then Tyreek going down. Despite the Finn's record, he is having a decent season. Would come cheap. Your thoughts? We need help in the secondary. G12. That has been our Achilles heel. We got the decent linebackers with Nate Landman, Sean Dolick in the backing up, Omar Spates, much more athletic now in the linebacking core. Landman set a record for the most tackles in a game by an LA Ram. He's league leading in tackles. He's doing a great job. But the secondary has been, especially since Akella Witherspoon has been out. We've been horrible at times. Some guys have made the safeties are pretty good. Quentin Lake, they kind of pick and choose. Kobe Durant comes up sometimes, but the game against the Niners, and some of it is the defensive scheme. We're not letting them catch the ball in front of us, and then they tackle bad, and they get like a bunch of yak yards. Right on, Rudy. I know you are a super busy work for me, hobbies. Then the Rams too. Appreciate you, G2. No, it's this time of year. If Rasul Douglas fits the Ram system, I can see Miami trading for a fourth or fifth rounder. His contract is relatively cheap. You're right on the money right there. That'd be a nice pickup. I like Sauce Gardner too. Sauce is available for trade from the Jets, but he comes with a big salary. That may be the difference. How much better is who's at this point in their careers? Which one is a better fit and which is a better player? Sauce Gardner or Rasul Douglas. Because once we get a Killer Witherspoon and you have him with him, that would be great too. Jock 42, what's up, Rudy? Go Dodgers. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you coming in. Had to reschedule a couple times. Yep. Fernandez Red Zone says, Ramelia, some call him mean. I call him Familia. Appreciate you. Um, there's my grandson, little fussy. Yes, she says, I think the good players that are maybe available for trade come with a big bank account. That is the issue. Um, with the assets we have for next year, with maybe moving up to get Stafford's heir apparent in the draft, maybe having to use that fourth round pick along with the first or second. We'll see what happens, but this is the year that we want to get that Super Bowl in Levi. DHP said, hey, Rudy, I'll be at next Sunday's game against the Saints. What are drink prices like? Where is the best food? So the drink prices, they're about $12 to $14, man. I think they went up to $14 if I'm correct, but it's at least 12 for beer. Sodas like six something like that. Honestly, I always grub on the tailgating. um, I've got like one little miniature pizza. It was okay, but they've gotten more food places since I've eaten there. Because I'm usually watching the game. I go to the restroom, maybe get another drink, and then I'm back to guys. Pretty much stuff my face before I go into the stadium, and then we eat when we leave. But there's quite a few places, and I heard that the food has gotten better. So I think you'd be good either way. Great question. G2 says, yeah. Despite the Finns record, Rasul Douglas from the film breakdown, he has been the best Finns outside cornerback. Jack Jones is on the other side. Cornerback, he's okay, but Rasul played better. Love it. Yeah, she says, if we can't get a cornerback, then we need to get a defensive lineman. Our defensive line is doing pretty good. I just think right now we need to. You could always use rotation guys, right? If they're cheap on the defensive line, but with cornerback, man, I'm just worried about our cornerbacks. Not worried. I just want us to, when we play the better teams in the regular season, we can get by. But when we play in the playoffs, once you step into the playoffs, we got to have some guys that, hopefully, these guys will wake up and they'll start playing better, more consistently. Joe says, evening, Rudy. Good seeing you. And hello, Ramley. Go Dodgers and go all day. Go Rams. Appreciate you, brother. Yes, indeed. That was a great win. No, you had about though. 14 February. That's hot. Yeah, no, it really is. What sucks, ESG too, is the Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens. California, everything costs more. The Baltimore Ravens prices, they have a budget menu, man. Let me show you guys something to get you mad, right? Ravens budget. Watch this. You guys probably have already seen this menu. Watch this. Okay, are you guys ready? Watch this. Okay. Hold on. Watch this. We'll get back to going over our season schedule, but watch this. If you want to get irritated, everything California paradise is a lot more, right? Watch. Okay, let's see how it looks on your side. Hold on, it's getting there. Hey, where'd you go? Hold on. Let me set this up again. Share screen. There we go. Okay, hold on. Oops, hold on, dang it. Wrong one. Okay, check this out now. Okay, look at that. Hold on, here we go. And it is a budget menu. They mentioned it. Ravens budget menu called Flock Friendly Fare offers 11 fan favorite items, right? Under $5, including all the things that you want to snack on: popcorn, pretzels, chips, soda. Other options include hot dogs, french fries, nachos, and barbecue chicken sandwich with a 12-ounce beer and a 24-ounce soda. Also on the value menu, they even have a value menu. These items are available over 40 locations within M&T Bank Stadium, right? So here's the prices. Popcorn, $1.99. Pretzel, $1.99. Blackbird chips, $2.49. Peanuts, $3.49. Okay, these are not bad. Hot dog, $3.49. I think a hot dog at SoFi is $6-7. French fries, $3.49. Water, $4. That's always expensive anywhere you go for some reason. Nachos, $4.49. Barbecue chicken sandwich, $5. Now here's the thing: 12-ounce beer. Now that's 12 ounces, so you buy two of them, you'll be it's maybe but $4.99 still if you want to wet your whistle. So isn't that crazy? That is crazy, man. And then here we pay an arm and a leg, man. Times. All right. Mm-hmm. Here she says robbery. Yep. Jack, which is a great interview with this week by McVeigh, Sneed, Lake, and B. Young. Yes, indeed. G-Toss says Rudy Rams House YouTube content creator has made the case for the Rams to trade for Denzel Ward, Rams quarterback. Browns quarterback. I can see that too. Honestly, I'm not sure who we're gonna get, but I like your guys. It sounds pretty good. Sauce Gardner is the big name, but he costs too much. We'll see. It's just that since it's cold in the East Coast, they get away with it. Their big jackets and their flask hidden. It's just no wonder the Rams can't get people to go. Man, the parking space. Okay, if you go to the Niners game, and there's different places, it's $75 to $100 for parking because the parking passes aren't available anymore. You can't just go to the stadium and park unless you have a parking pass. G-Trolls, Rudy, the prices, it's a turnoff for me. Living on a budget, work two jobs to make ends meet. Yeah, man. Yeah, she said, if I didn't know Jake, I would think he's a Niner fan. He always picks him to win. I think I like Jake. He's really great at what he does on all the stats and everything. I always tease him about him being a Yankee fan. And because I'm SoCal born, Lakers, Dodgers, USC Trojans, Rams, all that. Rams were here when I was a kid, and LA Kings, and so on and so forth. But yeah, I think he gives Kyle Shanahan and them a little more credit than I do. They are great coaches, but they can't win the big one. They always mess up. Like right now, this coaching job, they say Kyle Shanahan's doing such a great, he's going to get coach of the year. Well, why does it take for them to be beat up? Hear me out. Why does it take for the Santa Clara Niners to be beat up with almost no chance? No Fred Warner, no Bosa. Mac Jones is in there. By the way, Mac Jones is pulling a Brock Purdy and a Jimmy Garoppolo and saving Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch's ass. You notice that? Now, they did make this, they pulled the trigger and got Mac Jones out the scrap heap because they liked him coming out of the draft. But he actually turned out and played pretty good. But here's a quarterback that they brought in, didn't think much, like a Brock Purdy, saved Kyle Shanahan's ass. Jimmy Garoppolo did the same thing. Imagine the Niners, even with the job that Kyle Shanahan's doing, and Robert Saleh, and imagine without Mac Jones. I mean, Brock Purdy's got a toe injury, but what I'm saying, back to what I was saying, this coaching job that they're doing, why does it take for all of them to be beat up with virtually no chance of a Super Bowl? Why don't they do that when they have, honestly, for a couple of years, they were one of the deepest rosters in the NFL. They had a lot of talent. They had a lot of depth. They had a bunch of guys in there, Greenlaw, these guys. Why can't they have a great coaching job in the Super Bowl or in the championship game against the Rams? Well, you know, he told us Denzel Ward would probably command a first or second rounder. Yeah, I wouldn't want to get him then because we need to keep that particular asset for next year, and we want to draft Warner's heir apparent or draft a cornerback in the draft. Rasmussen Dodgers in 5. I love it, man. I would love to do that. I kind of hinted that the Dodgers in 6, but now that we got this game, guys started hitting now. I like our chances to win the next 3. We got to get this next one though. Usually, I also put UCLA basketball, but they haven't been good in a while. Yep, UCLA basketball. College basketball. I'm a USC football. I'm a USC Trojans football fan. Don't really watch too much college basketball. Round of the Niners game was Thursday. Fluke won't happen again. Yeah, man. I mean, I've been saying this before. They deserve the win. They made the plays. It's our stupidity to let them block our extra point. If we're just that, we win. And then they socked our guy in the jaw, Kyrie Williams, and they let it go. So whatever, it just sucks because we could be 6-1. Talking about the Colts game, if our kickers were kicking and the Colts we didn't do that stupid play, we could at least be 6-1, or excuse me, we're 5-2 that 7 games. So yeah, 6-1. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Hold on, dang it. Get out of my way. There we go. Okay. Hold on. Hey, get out of there. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Let me share it. Let's go over it, replay it in our minds. Hold on. Okay, game 1. Ugly game. Stafford with the back stuff. We won 14-9. Still CJ Stroud, the guys haven't gotten together, got it right, but pass rush was still there. Stafford took some hits, and that we were like, okay, his back's fine. So we got that one. There's the 1 win. Tennessee, we did what we were supposed to do. I forgot about that. Us blowing them out, but it was for a second. Tug and go, 33-19. Here's the game that chops my hide. the let me make this a little bigger. The Philadelphia Eagles game, right? Lost 33-26. The Rams had that game. They were able to not get 2 field goals blocked, but they didn't, and they were able to corral Saquon Barkley. And Saquon Barkley that offensive line seems to not be making holes like they were before, but still now we have a linebacker. We corralled them. So we got that one, but we could have a win right there, right? We've already talked about that. The Colts game, we were very fortunate finally after the no look in Philadelphia with the 2 block kicks. And the Colts game, they gave us all we wanted, and I appreciate that because we probably didn't really take Danny Dimes for that he was going to do that against our defense. Our defense was ferocious, and he stood in there. I was surprised. But luckily for us, we got that win after coming off of the unlucky Philadelphia loss. And so 27-20, but we could have lost that game, okay? But we got it, so there we go. Here's another one. At Thursday Night Football, I really thought that we were going to blow them out. Instead, we came out flat-footed. We were sleepwalking until late in the second quarter. We were giving up bend, don't break defense. I don't know why we were giving up. And then also, too, I forgot about this, but I'm sure that the coaches knew, like defensive coordinator Chris Shula, who's doing a great job. But Mac Jones played with Kendrick Bourne with the Patriots, so that's why their rapport was fantastic. And then they like to throw those quick hitting passes. Kyle Shanahan has been doing that since he came to the Niners. Those quick hitting over the middle, over to the inside the numbers, like Jimmy Garoppolo. We were giving that up, and then we weren't tackling right away. When we finally started to stymie that, then we were able to start coming back, and we were able to get the pass rush in there because guys were being covered. So that sucks, but we should have won that one there too. Okay. Now the Ravens game, it's unfortunate for them that they didn't have Lamar Jackson. It was an ugly game. We'll take it 17-3, and then here's the game we just had, 35-7. It was not even a contest. Here's the team that also they beat the San Francisco 49ers, the team that we should have beat, but they beat them, and we blew them out. And so we're at 5-2. I'll take it. We could be a lot better. So even though we're 5-2, we still haven't even played as good as we can for 4 quarters, or at least 3.5 quarters. The Jacksonville game was the closest to that, and Puka Nacua wasn't even there. So we want to have Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams on the same page with Matthew Stafford at the same time. And also, I like the way they move the ball around. Terrence Ferguson got his first touchdown. So here we are, 5-2. So let's go through it. New Orleans, there's a win. Okay. 6-2. San Francisco, there's another win. We're going to beat them at Levi. 7-2. The Seahawks, that's going to be a tough game, but I got us at 8-2. Tampa Bay, Thursday night, that's going to be a great game. I respect Baker Mayfield. Let's say we lose that one. Okay. 8-3. Carolina, we got that one. 9-3. Arizona, we got that one. 10-4 or 10-3. Detroit, we owe them. I want to say that we're going to win this game, so I'm going to go with it. 11-3. The Seahawks, we'll split with the Seahawks this time. Prime time. Let's see. 12-4. Atlanta, we're going to win that game. They looked horrible. If you thought the Niners got after them, wait till we get them. They'll probably be playing better by then, and plus we have their draft pick, so we need to put a loss in there. 13-4, and then there's Arizona to finish it out. Who knows if Kyler Murray will be playing at the end of the season? He gets banged up. Right there, 14 and what did I say? So 13-4. So 12-4. 13. Did I say that right? Dang it! Let's do this over. Hold on. 5-2, 6-2. Niners 7-2. Seahawks 8-2. Tampa Bay, I got us losing because I respect Baker Mayfield. We can still win it, but 8-3. The Panthers 9-3. Arizona, we're gonna sweep them. 10-3. The Lions 11-3. Seahawks, we're gonna split with them. 12-3. Atlanta Falcons 13-3, and then Arizona Cardinals 14-3. So I got us at 14-3. I don't remember what game it was that maybe Detroit. So 14-3 is my updated record. What do you guys think for you guys? G. Trust says Rudy had season tickets to both the Los Angeles Dons and the Los Angeles Rams. Moved to Cleveland. Viejo has been around. Joe says definitely always support our local booster clubs. Good food, drinks, and dancing with awesome prices. Mom Squatting Eagle Wood. Yes, indeed. There's a lot of great clubs. Some of them sell food there. Yep. sometimes we bring food too. Hey brother, here's some whatever. We usually have it set up in advance. Rasmus says, Rudy, are you cooking wine or sickness again? No, I was gonna have him on this last time, but the season ran a little fast because I was going to the game, and then but he's doing well. But we still go back and forth. But mostly politeness. But he's a good friend. G-Tron says, Rudy, the Rams players, what Rams players may be injured or not played this yet this season may come back after the bye. So Puka Nacua is going to come back. Rob Havestein's been nursing an injury. We expect him back, but also he's been a little off of what he normally is. We need to get his heir apparent. Diedrich, McClendon, let me see. Hold on. We have really good depth. And props to Larry Jackson. He had the blood clot issue, and he's been holding up. A sign of the cross, knock on wood. He's been holding up. So he's a warrior. On the offensive line, hold on. Bo Lemmers did his job. DJ Humphreys, Quisenberry, the quiz. I really like I really like our depth on the offensive line, and I really love the kid on the defense, Josiah Stewart. The guy's coming out. Laurel Murchison has been doing great too. Brandon Fisk hasn't hit his stride yet, which I expect him during the year. He's been so close. He's been a force in there, but he don't have the stats like sacks and stuff. But he's been like in the way, and then the other guys eat. Poona Ford's been what we wanted. Ty Hamilton's been a great backup to him. Tyler Davis, shades of a young Sean Gilbert's doing great. Colby Turner, he's been in there and he's been a force, but he hasn't had the stats too. There's a couple guys in the inside line that don't have a big stats, but they're part of the unit that helps, like Nate Landman get all these tackles. Nate Landman's been doing his thing. Sean Dolick was all over. He got to play some reps the other game, and he was all over the field. Nick Hampton's beautiful out there helping. Darius Williams has been off. He's been okay, and then I think this is his last year with the Rams. I love Jalen McCullough, Cam Kinchins too. I love him. Forbes has been kind of a disappointment at times. Trey Brown, so. Killer Witherspoon's on IR, so he might be. Hopefully, he's going to come back. He still have a few weeks away, and so. And then we got the young guys, Xavier Smith, the receivers, Kanata Munfield, rookie. Jordan Winnington has been playing pretty good, and so there's a lot to go. But as far as injuries, Havenstein and Killer Witherspoon are the guys that we need to get back. And of course, Puka Nacua is going to be back. But he's already ready to go. Rasmus says Stafford MVP. Yep. Let's get into a quick vid.
I'm pronouncing this?
Te Arel Dalia.
Te Arel Dalia. Nobody probably said it as smooth as that was as smooth as y'all ever got. I'm telling you, yep, that was Italian.
Got that one.
Real. Could be the real lead, but it's probably not.
The real deal. Yeah, look at me, I'm good.
The real deal. I ain't know y'all was doing words about me in here.
On what duo?
On which a duo.
On which I do. Sounds like a spell, actually.
That looks like an acronym. I feel like I could find a word for every letter.
Touchdown.
How'd you get that?
La Mozzarella. La Mozzarella.
Lomaz Lazera. Mozzarella. Let's go.
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella. Yeah.
I don't know how he got touchdown from that, but anyway, so as far as the tight ends are concerned, Tyler Higbee is a little beat up. He needs to buy. He has a couple balls that he dropped. and he did make a good play, but we need to get Terrence Ferguson in the mix, man. This dude is a weapon, man. Do I still have the video? I'm looking forward for him breaking out more. Let's see. Do I still have it? Hold on. Here we go. Tyler Ferguson, baby. This guy can get down the field like a receiver. He just needs to get more experience and kind of feel himself a little more, get more confidence at this level. But he's going to be a weapon, man, down the stretch. This guy can help us win the Super Bowl. You got Puka Nacua, Tutu Atwell, Devontae Adams, Kyrie Williams can catch a ball out of the backfield, Kanata Mumfield, and then this guy can sneak out. Here we go. Of course, there's no volume, but it's okay. Look at that. Look at that ball. That's to a tight end. Shades of a young number 18 there, Cooper Kupp. That's a tight end, guys. Do you think you're going to see a ball like that to Tyler Higbee? Maybe in his younger years, but and props to him. I love Tyler Higbee, big rig, but it's going to be something else. The Colts are a good team also. Yes, the Colts too, we got to worry about them too. But me personally, I think some of these teams that are doing so awesome in the beginning of the year, like we haven't hit our stride, right? But we're still 5-2. I think they're going to fall off in the next 3 or 4 games. I think. And I think Danny Dimes kind of going to get beat up, kind of come back to the pack. We'll see, but I think that we can still beat them. G12 says, that is what Rudy tells the 49ers Seahawks fans when they try to take over the number one spot in the NFC West. Yes. Yeah, she says, do you think Ice Cube will return? That would be funny. I'm not sure. That would be cool. Rasmus, Rudy, did you see the clip of Odell saying he wants? Yeah, that'd be cool, man. That would be cool. I like it. I like him. Could always use a guy like that. You have to watch out for him. But we're just so loaded on the wide receivers room. G12 says, Rudy, it is what it is about the Niners. They could have no wins, and they play the Rams, and all of a sudden they play like they are Super Bowl bound. They just bring the A game. Yeah, and in that game though, 2G12, they played well against us, but we were sleepwalking for the first 2 quarters. Then we're like, okay, boom, touchdown. We caught up. It was 20-7, and even when it was 20-7, I looked up and I'm like, I was not worried that we weren't going to come back. And then I go, finally, I was like, that's the team that I know. I expected us to come back. I wasn't even worried. And at that time, they had Fred Warner out there, but Fred Warner, Kyrie Williams was sunning them. He was on before that fumble, the sock in the jaw fumble, that was his 3rd touchdown, Kyrie Williams, and he would have finished out the Niners. So, anyway. Ramos, I appreciate Odell's contribution for the Rams, but I don't see them making that move. Yeah, just because we're just so loaded. If we needed him, G12 is so frustrating. Some teams do that for the fans. It's just Jets always play tough. Yep. So like back in the day, it didn't matter who the Rams had. Even the Jeff Fisher Rams, we'd always play Russell Wilson and the Seahawks tough, and they'd always beat the Niners. You should shoot a scheme like he was going up against Jerry Rice and John Taylor when I don't know what, I'm going to say it like this. Yeah, although our cornerbacks haven't played, the secondary hasn't played like we want them to, they're NFL pro players. You should be able to jam a guy, go over the playbook, be physical, and then lay off, change it up, and hit guys where the ref don't see it. Gamesmanship. If you're beat, use the back of your helmet to the guy's face mask, and as long as you're going for the ball, they won't call it. There's a lot of things that you can do, especially with being a smaller cornerback. She trust. I want to see the Rams versus Lions game. Man, there's so much love and hate there. The road to the Super Bowl for the Lions through Los Angeles. Yeah, the Lions have come back on. At first, we kind of wrote them off. I didn't, but it's early though. A lot of these teams that looking not in the NFC, they're normally looking great, but like the Colts, the Chargers were looking good until they lost. A lot of these teams are going to fall back a little bit, so it doesn't bother me as long as we're still putting W's on the board, 5-2 at our bye, almost at the halfway mark. As long as we're putting W's up there, 5-2, and we could be better, but we're not even nowhere close to playing what we're capable of. That's what I'm so happy about. I'd rather almost do it like this and then catch fire as we get into the playoffs instead of be hot now, rolling teams, and then we have like a lull. She says Rams could end up 12-5, and it's because they clinched early. Yep, that's a great comment. Rasmus says 31ers. Or I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm going to spell it on here, and I'm just making a joke, so don't get all butthurt. I saw some people were because of the injuries, sucks for injuries. I wish they didn't have injuries. I don't want no excuses, but they were calling the 49ers like this. Hold on. They were calling them the 49ers because of the injury report, they put them on the injury report. So, but yeah, so I just thought that was kind of a cute way to, because remember, only because we were teasing them, only because injuries, you don't want to wish on anybody and you don't want to laugh about that. But I'm just making a little joke because they were so much into, Matthew Stafford's back, and when we play you guys, Bosa's gonna break his back, and blah blah blah. And then there's little Brock Purdy, and I said that before the season start that he's younger, but he's more fragile than 37-year-old Matthew Stafford. And sure enough, luckily Mac Jones is there to wipe his nose for him. Isn't that crazy though? Too, Mac Jones came in and he does just a good a job, actually better job than Brock Purdy was playing. You wouldn't have that with the Rams. Like, who's going to take Matthew Stafford's place and play better than him? Nobody, because that's the difference in the two quarterbacks. That's why when you say who's going to win the NFC West, it's almost not even fair that we have a Matthew Stafford and they got a Mac Jones or a Brock Purdy. So that means the Rams are going 13-1. I could see it. Worthy versus Beto, pay-per-view worthy. He said, I wonder how expensive it is up in Levi. I think they give you free bottled water because it's so hot over there. Rasmus says 2202. Yep. 22 Atwell. Joe says, Rudy, I know. Let's see. I know we'll rub some feathers, wrong. But I would love to trade for Richardson from the Colts with McVay, who was, unfortunately they won't do that. Who was Yoda for Creebies. I can see him a great project for a third or fourth rounder pick. What do you think? They won't do that. They got him right where they want him. I would love for us to have a Todd Gurley type running back that can just take it to the house, man. Rasmus says D-Well played well against the Jacksonville Jaguars in Baltimore. Yeah, but unfortunately against the Jaguars, Lawrence was horrible, man. He looked bad, man. I even made a tweet that it's crazy that, and it's just one game, but just over his season, some guys mature later, but and the Jaguars haven't had the best coaching, and Liam Cohen just got there. But it's crazy that Mac Jones, Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, before he started messing up this year, all seem to be better quarterbacks than Lawrence, Yeah, I saw that. Rasmus says it's Higbee getting fined is BS. Yeah, he went like this to wiping his nose. I think they thought he was doing this because that's illegal. Doing the cut your neck. But how are you going to find that? right? When the guy saw Kyron Williams in his jaw, made him fumble, and then there's no fine, and he inadvertently did it. Well, how do you know? It looked like the hand came up to the face and then down. Get out of here. G. Tross says, Rudy said the Rams might be in the market for a running back. What happened to the fourth? Yeah, we haven't even seen him on the field. Jarquez Hunter from Auburn. Yeah, he's not seen in the field yet. Yep. We're waiting for it. That talk G12 was more so when Kyrene fumbled, and then he kind of got a lot of heat for fumbling, and then he dropped a pass, and then Kyron Williams fumbled. Start over. Blake Corum had the bad game against the Niners too, where he fumbled the pitch, and actually Stafford kind of threw it out there, and the ball was tumbling like this instead of being a flat ball. So when he grabbed it, there was a guy in his face, and he fumbled it right there. And then he dropped. Stafford was kind of moving around in the pocket and threw a ball in the flat, and Kyron Williams dropped it too. Excuse me, I keep saying Kyron Williams. Blake Corum, Stafford flipped the ball out. It was tumbling like this. Blake Corum fumbled the ball. The Niners got it. The Rams were driving. And then Stafford was moving in the pocket, threw it in the flat to Blake Corum. Blake Corum dropped it. And then you had Kyron Williams, even though he had a great game, he dropped a pass that was right there. He would have had big yardage, and then he fumbled in the end zone. That's why I said there was talk earlier of maybe getting a running back. But Jarquez Hunter's there. Rasmus says Terrence Ferguson is the future. Yep. G-Tron says second round, number 46, Terrence Ferguson, tight end. Yes, he's going to be beautiful, man. The guy's like I said, he's like a wide receiver. I thought I had a better play than that close-up one with no sound. Let me see. I thought I did. Maybe I deleted it. Darn it. Darn it. That sucks. I thought I had it. There's that one. Oh, well. Here, let me do something. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Let me cue this up. And remember, this is a tight end, guys. Let me cue this up.
So now it's fourth.
Okay, he's right there. Let's see. Where are you at, Terrence?
In less than a yard. And Stafford's going to throw for it.
Okay, so I think he's right there on the left side. He's on the left side. Okay, he's on the left side of Stafford, running out to a pattern. On the bottom there is looks like it's is that Tyler Higbee? He's on the left side, on the other side of inside of outside of Alaric Jackson. It looks like. Okay, here we go. Let me get this ready. Anyway, you're gonna see him he's right on the left side.
So now it's fourth and less than a yard.
He's going to go straight out. There he goes. He leaked out. See him?
He's got himself a receiver. And it is a touchdown. Terrence.
He's going to be really good, man. He's going to be really good. G Trust, the seventh round, 242, Kanata Mumfield, wide receiver. Man, Rams have a wide receiver. Yeah. Kanata Mumfield did his thing too. He got his first touchdowns against the Jaguars. Yes. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see if I can cue this up too real quick. Here we go.
Apparently there was helmet contact, so you can't take it off. Mike Pereira is going to be joining us throughout the day for the end zone. It's a touchdown grab by Note Mumfield. And Stafford's going to throw for it. And he's got himself a receiver. And it is a touchdown. Terrence Ferguson.
So the future's bright, man. Tight end, wide receiver, Xavier Smith too, doing his thing. Terrence Ferguson is smooth out there. Yep. Yeah, she said the scary thing is that the Chiefs are looming. Yeah, they're starting to get it together a little bit. And Andy Reid, man, Andy Reid. Gito Rudy, I asked Peo and Rams House, do the Rams have in the making another greatest show on turf? Puka, Adams, Whittington, Tutu, and Mumfield. This is the most talented Rams team that this is the most talented on offense Rams team that Sean McVay has had because of how deep it is. It hurts me to say that because, you had Bobby Trees, Robert Woods, you had a younger Higbee, and you had Super Cup. But, Puka Nacua kind of crosses with Cooper Cup. And then Devontae Adams is as good as Bobby Trees. But all these young guys, though, here, Tutu Atwell, Xavier Smith has shown that he can play, but he's still, we'll still see if he can be consistent, but he's got to get the ball. Whittington, Terrence Ferguson is just barely starting to get the ball now. So, yep. G12 says, the Rams have relatively young QBs, right? The whole unit is relatively young, still developing. Yes. Yeah, they're young, but like Kobe Durant is in a contract year, and since his first year with Jalen Ramsey on the other side, he's taking a back step, and he's okay. But we thought he was going to be a lot better. We thought he'd be like borderline Pro Bowl player. Yeah, she said Daniel Jones and the Colts are this year. Sam Darnold. Yep, I can see that. Belly says, I saw a report about the Rams going for a tight end in the trade. What was the point of? Yeah, that's why I can't remember the guy's name, but I just kind of dismissed that because, the hell is that? I kind of dismissed that because Terrence Ferguson's right there. We can't even get him the ball regularly, but we have a bunch of. We got Davis Allen, Big Rig is the starter, and then you got I like to say Plankton, but our other tight end. Parkinson, Davis Allen, Terrence Ferguson. So on the depth chart, Terrence Ferguson is third ahead of Parkinson, according to ESPN. G. Tuss, Rudy, you think McVay is holding back this playbook? We have yet to see a full offensive raid, right? Or maybe holding out till the playoffs. I do believe some of that is true. That's a great comment. I haven't really brought that up, but when you play a team like the Eagles, you're still trying to win, but you still have some tools to, like, you do this one play here, And then in your mind, you're like, okay, that works. So the other play that I have in mind for next time, maybe on the other side will work better, or will work just as good. But yeah, teams do that. Rasmus says, I wonder what it is about the Niners, but seems like they always have a bunch of injuries. Maybe their style of play or the way they practice. It's just been bad luck. A lot of it's bad luck, man. It's just crazy. And some of it's Kyle Shanahan's play calling. Some of it. Yes, she says, I agree with you. You can't be an elite quarterback if your backup is a... Yeah, that's the thing that's crazy. EJ says, the Rams have received phone calls for Jimmy G and Stetson Bennett. Yeah, we got to keep them both because, in the event that he goes down and we need our guys to, because let's say, knock on wood, sign of the cross, Stafford went down. Jimmy Garoppolo mans the ship for a couple games. You need a backup for him. And Stetson Bennett's been there. So, no, yeah. Unless they're going to give us a crazy offer. The thing with Anthony Richardson is that Stetson is a good coach and he can't make it work with him. And then he's probably cooked. Yep. BC says, go Rams. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. G. Charles, Rudy, what is it about the refs this year, man? They are watching the Rams like a hawk and those bogus penalties like Higbee and remember post. Yeah, the going like this. And then meanwhile, Kendrick Bourne's going like this and shimmy shaking. And after a first down, that's not taunting. Yeah, I don't know what it is. And what's crazy though, too, G12, you probably haven't heard this from anybody, is what's crazy is we're not getting the calls like the punch in the face. Like G12, you're here, so let me show you. Tell me, I go over this because it bothers me. We lost. It is what it is. But even if it was the Rams doing it, I would still say we won, but they should have called that, right? Look at this. Kyrie Williams.
Come from our left. You'll see a big hand come in right there. Knock that ball. That is a fumble, and the big fella, the rookie out of Texas, makes maybe the play of the game.
It. Oh, he was inadvertently.
Second round pick.
Hand to the face.
Absolutely the play of the game.
He inadvertently did that.
Now, right away, my brain goes into a minute two. You're at your own 1 yard line, and the Rams have all three timeouts.
And the crazy thing about it is, what I was telling you that you probably haven't heard this from nobody else, is Sean McVay's part of the rules competition committee. The guys, is a tush push going to be re-implemented? He's one of the guys that vote on that. Well, what the hell is that? They ruled that they didn't fine Alfred Collins, that's Alfred Collins on the Niners, because it was inadvertently. I didn't know from a replay that you can tell intent. Right? I didn't know from a replay that you can tell intent. So, but it sucks because Kyrie Williams was upset on the bench. People were mad at him because he fumbled, but I was mad too because I was already saying cue the escalators, and then the Niner fans were happy, and then I looked up and I just saw the fumble. I didn't see But what I'm saying is, even if it's inadvertent, it caused a game-changing fumble, and you can see it on the replay. And it's supposed to be NFL, supposed to be for player safety. I don't think getting socked in the jaw is correlating with. They got rid of the Deacons Jones head slap, right? And he's not a quarterback, but still, you can't hit a guy in the face. It should have been Rams ball, first and goal on the goal line after they saw the penalty. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying we lost the game. It's our fault. But it sucks that Kyrie Williams would have had 3 touchdowns again, and Fred Warner was out there. 3 touchdowns, and he was sunning, like my son, he was sunning Robert Saleh's defense. They had no answer for him. And then he would have put him away. You remember he said, this is the Rams house, Levi Stadium or something like that. And we swept him, and then here he is again, sunning them again. And then they gave him that fumble. Anyway, It just drives me nuts that they allowed that. Even if that was the Rams, I'd be like, we won, but they should have called that. That sucks. But oh wow, we got the win. But still, versus the Eagles, the 2 block kicks. Rams legend of the noche. Rams legend of the noche. Just off the top of my head, is going to be. Is going to be this man right here.
I'm surprised because if I was Dak and somebody spit on me, football, I'm going to jail. I'm losing. I'm putting my hands on it. I'm gonna try to kill somebody.
What was everybody's reaction to Dak Prescott and Jalen Carter?
Who wants to start? AD, you start.
Listen, I'm going to say this. I'm a Jalen Carter's fan. I think he's a hell of a football player. Still a young guy, got some growing up to do. He's one of the guys on the team that they need on the field to have success to get to where they're trying to get to again, right? And he's going to learn this as he played and as he get a little bit more mature because I got kicked out of a game before. I made silly mistakes. I never spit on nobody. I maybe threatened a few guys that I will spit on them, but never spit on them, right? So I think Dak was poised. I'm surprised because if I was Dak and somebody spit on me, football, I'm going to jail because I'm losing. I'm putting my hands on it. I'm going to try to kill somebody.
There it is. Don't spit on AD. Yes, indeed. Belly says Richardson is cooked. Bench for Daniel Jones. It's a wrap at that point. Good athlete, not a good QB, unfortunately. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't answer your question right. Richardson, the quarterback. I'm sorry. Never mind. Forget what I was thinking. The quarterback. That was rumored earlier in the year. They could take a flyer on him. He'll be cheap. They might even release him. We'll see. I'm sorry about that, Belly. I was thinking something else. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. I got off of work. But yeah, I'm sorry. G-Tron says, what would the market for the Richardson may be like when the Cards traded Josh Rosen like a second or fourth round, I think? Because they gave up, because he was a draft pick of theirs, it could be a second, fourth rounder. Because of the way they benched him, it could be a fourth rounder. Yeah. And then with Sean McVay, the quarterback whisperer, like he said, Rasmussen Bengals called about Jimmy and Stetson. I wonder what the Rams asked for in return. I'm glad they held on to both of them. Best QB room in the league. I love Stetson Bennett, man. I'm bullish on Stetson Bennett still. And look, see, Mac Jones proves my point. They're all different quarterbacks. Brock Purdy, what he did to his compliment, because he was a better pro quarterback than he was in college. And he has better coaching too, so that goes that. And better weapons. Brock Purdy, Mac Jones, in a similar offense to McVay. Tell me the Stetson Bennett, two-time national champion, can't replicate success like them. And he's mobile. And he's an older quarterback. He's nobody ever handed him nothing. I really like Stetson Bennett. If Mac Jones can be successful, and Brock Purdy can be successful, if Sam Darnold could be successful with good coaching, and if we don't draft nobody, I like Stetson Bennett. Why will in the NFC West? Why can't Stetson Bennett with Sean McVay have the Rams still be one of the best teams if Matthew Stafford wasn't there? Why? He needs the reps and he has to show it, but the guy's been in big games. The guy is mobile. He's got a gun. He's got a cannon for an arm. We just have to worry about, his focus, but he's refocused. He's, he likes to have fun in the off season, but he's a good guy and I like him, and I'm really bullish on him still. Marshall Faulk was the best at catching the ball. He was amazing, man. One thing you got to tip your hat to Kyron Williams too is he works at his craft, because the way he does his thing. Remember that catch against against the Ravens? Watch this. Remember this. Look at that. He's in by an ass cheek. It's a great catch, man. Kyrene. I still back Kyrene. You know, reminds me of a young Wendell Tyler. Had a problem with fumbling back in the day, and then got over it. And so, but yeah, this last fumble wasn't his fault though. You get clock in the jaw, you expect a call too. No, I got you. I knew you were talking about. Yeah, you're good. G12. Rasmus, I wish I was old enough to watch The Greatest Show on Turf in real time. I was in kindergarten. Man, they were amazing, dude. Rams mom, I'm going to tell you this here. The Greatest Show on Turf was amazing. The 1989 Rams were the next closest thing, man, with Jim Everett, Flipper Anderson, Henry Ellard. They were amazing, dude. Do I have a clip of them? You're not, I mean, Marshall Faulk sets the 99 team apart because we had Greg Bell, who was a great running back, but he was no Marshall Faulk. But the aerial show that Jim Everett would throw was amazing. Do I have a clip of him? Ah, damn it. Hold on. Now you got me. Hold on. Hold on. Almost there. This is a hilarious clip. Jim Everett, just to look at his face. Check this out. Jim Everett from the 89. This is not, I don't think it's 89, but he was a quarterback Jim then. Everett, one of my favorite quarterbacks. Check this out.
Quarter. Everett hits Penn State rookie Troy Drayton on the delayed screen. He gets some great blocking. Goes 23 yards, Rams up 7-zip.
Anaheim Stadium.
Touchdown,
is that what
and it's Everett's first touchdown of the new season.
Oh, I love it. I was trying to find a clip from the 89 Rams. They keep showing the stupid John Taylor touchdowns, bullshit touchdowns. It helped him catch up in the Monday Night Football game. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Hold on. I'm getting there. Hold on. I love this clip. Here, let me show you. I'm sorry. Here, let me share this screen. Here we go. Share. Here we go. Watch this. Watch Ryan Lott's face.
Ronnie Lott, he's feeling that
Well,
thing slip
Candlestick Park
away,
used to
but
be
there's still
Virginia
a
Before used to be the Rams house. Look at young Montana. No problem.
Picked off by Bobby Humphrey. That's 6 turnovers for the 49ers.
That's how you beat the 49ers. You get turnovers and then you score off them. We just showed that the Rams have 21
We're in Rams
points
country.
off of turnovers.
And they're still now 4 teams
There it is, baby.
that have won 18 in a row. For John Madden, Pat.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. BC says 2001 and 2008 were very winnable. 2001 we should have won. Because not even in a perfect world, the Rams should have at least 3 Super Bowls from that. Yeah, they left Super Bowls on the field. G-Trust Rudy Stetson Bennett watched the latest on the situation. G-Trust Happy Halloween month. Yes, indeed. EHE says, what was that Ivan Drago playing for the 49ers? Was he? I don't know. Is that true? I know Terry Crews was a Ram. Belly says, they asked for a first round, but we tried to lowball. Yep, that's how you got to do it. Trade for Sauce Gardner from the Jets, Belly says, but they'd ask for a first. Bite the bullet, possibly. Rudy, I was bummed that cornerback Darian Kendrick didn't work out for the Rams. Had high hopes for him. He's with Seattle. Yeah. The problem is the Sean McVay coaching tree. They go to other teams and then they raid our guys. Seattle, the Packers, the Colts, the Vikings, all Rams executives, the Lions. They raid us. Rasmus says those universes were fire. 89 got close. I know that they beat Philly and New York Giants in the playoffs. Yeah, man, they were amazing, man. The problem is that the offensive line got beat up against the Philly, the Eagles, and the Giants, and then they played a rested Niners team at Candlestick, and we took the lead, and then all hell went loose because they couldn't keep him off Jim Everett. If he was just like Matthew Stafford, if you block for him, he's gonna pick you apart, man. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it a night. We'll see you guys on what's today? Saturday. We'll see you guys Monday night, and we'll do some giveaways and some trivia then at 7:05. Appreciate you guys. Have a great night. So we want tomorrow is we want the Niners to lose to the Texans. That'll give us in first place. And hopefully the Giants can beat the Eagles and we'll be good. And the Packers to lose. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, G12. Was if you can come in on Monday, 7:05. Appreciate you guys. G12 says Rams and other NFL teams going to try to even raid the Rams content creators too, right? They called you and asked if you wanted to report on the teams because you don't have anyone like you. Yes, that'd be funny. Peace out, fam. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you. Yeah, the final thoughts is we're 5-2. We're going to get healed up, and then as we get closer to the trade deadline, maybe we'll get a cornerback. G-Trust says, say it. Full frame status automatica. Ramulators. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys. And G-Trust says, thank you for joining the stream. Please hit the like and subscribe button on the way out. Please share it. Stay healthy, happy, safe, and blessed. Yes, indeed. Thank you, G12. Yes, indeed. Horns up. As we always say, may the Ramelia be with you. And Ramulators, mount up.